Hello everyone again. My name is Greg Askew and this is Daniel Alcorn. We are both doctors of physical therapy with the Jackson Clinics. Last month we had discussed squat technique, and hopefully you guys got a lot out of it. You were able to apply that with your back squatting. So this month we were going to review bench press technique, how to protect the rotator cuff, and how to generate some proximal stability in order to generate maximum force distally. So, when we're doing the bench press, one principle to keep in mind is generating proximal stability in order to generate max force distally. If you've ever heard the old phrase, you can't fire a cannon from a canoe, that's what we're talking about with proximal stability. You can generate a lot more force if you were to propel yourself or an object from, say, a stationary dock than if you were trying to generate it from a raft or from a canoe. It's because there's proximal stability there. So, with that being said, when you set yourself up for the bench press, that is the absolute most important part, is the setup. So, Dan is going to set himself up with the bar somewhere between his eye line and his neck. Kind of depends on personal preference there. Okay? And he's going to grip the bar slightly outside shoulder width with a nice firm grip, thumb wrapped around the bar. And when he goes to do the bench press, what's most important is that the bar is going directly through the elbows and his wrists aren't bent backwards. That's putting a lot of force through those carpal joints, and you want to avoid that. So now that he's got a good grip, let's take note of the feet. They're firmly planted on the ground. He's going to screw his feet into the ground, push the knees apart in order to get good muscle recruitment out of the glutes. Try to squeeze walnut with your cheeks there, Dan. Good recruitment. The lumbar spine during the bench press is inevitably going to be into a little bit of extension. You just want to avoid hyperextending by pushing the hips up off the mat there. So you'll be in a little bit of extension, but what's important is that you keep that tummy nice and tight, man. Draw the rib cage down, nice and tight. Very good. And then the last step in generating proximal stability is Dan is going to act like he's bending the bar. So act like that bar is made out of a PVC pipe and you're physically trying to bend it. Very good. Now what that's going to do is that's going to generate force from the lats. That's going to generate force at the rotator cuff, therefore creating a position of maximal stability in the shoulder, protecting the rotator cuff during the lift. Now, if you're ever lifting with, say, above 75–80%, would always recommend using a spotter, a workout partner, in order to help generate force off the rack. That way you can keep that maximal proximal stability throughout the entire lift. So assistant, please help him off the rack. Very good. Now as Dan's lowering the bar, one thing to keep in mind is you want the forearms to stay pointed vertical directly at the ceiling. And the one thing that you want to avoid when doing the bench press, pushing upward, slowly lower again, forearms stay vertical at the ceiling. Just watch out for those elbows flaring outward. Keep them about a 45-degree angle from the body there. Generate upward. Perfect. So, take-home points for the bench press. Create proximal stability in order to generate maximum force distally by squeezing the cheeks together, tightening the tummy, squeezing that bar to generate force from the lats, and keep that bar directly over the forearms in order to protect the wrist. Now let's go out this month. Let's get some PRs on the bench press.
Very good.